What's up, everybody? This is Nick, and you're joining us once again for a Micro Mini Lightning Newscast, where we bring you news that you can use, news in 10 minutes, and you're joining us for the entertainment edition. And as always, I am joined by my friend and fellow connoisseur of entertainment.
This is Eric.
And Eric, today we're going to talk about some new series that have come out. And even some new old series that have come out.
New old series?
That's right.
Whetting my appetite, Nick.
I know.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm sure the people listening at this point are saying, what's going on?
I'm sure they're like, get to it.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
What am I listening to?
Why did I download this?
Is this what I downloaded?
Was that an accident?
I think my thing may be broken.
Yep, probably.
But if you're still with us, then you know we talk about entertainment. And as always, we have 10 minutes to bring it to you. 10 minutes to bring you stories of entertainment. And today, like I said, our topic is TV series. So in 3, 2, 1, Eric, hit us with that first story.
What the first story? Let's go with the Roseanne story, I guess.
Okay, so let's start with the Roseanne story.
So Roseanne obviously has a new series out called...
By the way, same laugh as Jared Leto in the Suicide Squad as the Joker.
Yeah, I've never seen Suicide Squad.
Okay, you missed out.
I don't think I did. All right, so Roseanne came back for a 10th season. Found out I haven't got to watch the episode yet.
How long has it been since it's been on?
Why do you ask questions that you could have easily look up your answers to?
I'll look it up myself. You just tell about what happened.
Oh, the last in 1997.
Okay.
So 20 years ago.
Okay, I'm with you now.
So that came out, and it was a huge success. I think in Nielsen ratings, it topped 18 million in viewership. That is exceptionally well. I can't even tell you where it because this is on actual TV. This is not on streaming. This is
network television. And 18 million people tuned into this. It had the largest debut for a series this season.
And it was on ABC.
It was.
Which was awesome. And it has all of the old cast. And when we say all of the old cast, every single one of them, even both of the Beckys.
That's right. Both of the Beckys did come back. Now, I'll be honest, this was a series I didn't watch back in the day. But
I watched it a lot.
They came up with a clever way to do the Becky situation. They brought back Sarah Chalke, who was the second Becky.
Yep.
And is actually probably more well known for her roles in like Scrubs.
How I Met Your Mother.
And How I Met Your Mother.
Yep.
But they brought her back as a woman that is looking for a surrogate who needs Becky, played by the original Becky, to be her surrogate,
which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a great concept.
Yes, very much so.
Now, Eric, here's a question: how did they answer the question? Now, I never watched the serise. I do know the controversy of they killed off John Goodman's character.
Dan Connor was killed. He had a heart attack in the last episode, if not the last 2 episodes, I can't remember. And he ends up passing during that time. And I was unsure how they were going to resolve this, because you knew from all the trailers and the teasers that he was going to be there. And you're like, how were they going to bring him back? And I haven't seen this, but what I understand, and you can clarify me because I think you looked it up a little bit. They said it was all kind of like the Married with Children thing. It was all a dream, or it was all a story it was a story within the story.
Well, even more famously, yeah, I mean, it was basically done as this was all a dream. It was kind of a story that I guess at one point she finds a book or something that she never published, but I guess it's a story that Roseanne wrote.
Okay.
So it says here, Dan has hidden his guns. Dan finds a copy of Roseanne's old memoir transcript. And so this is something that I guess she wrote as what she was, something that could have happened.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it's a neat deal, but this garnered so much success. It was kind of polarizing, at least online from what I read also, because of a certain way they did it. It didn't come out and bash Trump.
Yes.
It was apparently pretty even-handed about how they treated it, from what I read.
From what I understand and what I've heard is the writers don't want to be puppets or shills for like any kind of agenda. So they've tried to keep it very even keel on top of that. So it's interesting how the writers, who obviously are out of Hollywood or out of LA, are trying to keep it. They don't want to be swayed by political pressures, and that's a pretty smart way to do things. I mean, Roseanne is a middle class family, working family. A lot of them are Trump supporters and very more conservative, Republican leaning, and so that makes sense. That's a pretty good angle for storytelling. It's a good way to keep it middle of the road. I'm sure there's going to be some tension in the series about political viewings. There has been before. But yeah, in fact, TV Land was running a Roseanne bar, the best of Roseanne on TV Land. I went and visited my dad, and that's what was on TV.
Okay. That makes sense.
To get ready for this.
Right.
I mean, I enjoyed it. My kids were watching it. There's some scenes in it that were a little more, not racy, I don't want to say, but it's like not as child friendly as I was remembering.
Well, and you and I have talked about how another series that apparently is doing pretty well, didn't have an opening like this, but it apparently is doing pretty well, is that Will and Grace that went off the air for years, but has been brought back this season.
It's been off over a decade.
Right.
And I watched that show too, but I don't watch it now. It's Grace of Will and Grace. I forget the actress's name. She's actually from Oklahoma.
Oh,
if I remember right.
I never knew that.
So if I remember right, she's from the north, like kind of north of Oklahoma City.
You are speaking of Deborah Messing.
Not Deborah Messing. The one that actually
Megan Mullally.
Yeah, the actual funny one.
That's married to Nick Offerman.
She married to Nick Offerman? Yeah. That's hilarious. But yeah, isn't she from?
Yeah, she's originally from Oklahoma. I remember
Deborah Messing. I don't remember. She's on East Coast girl, if I remember right.
But I mean, this is kind of a resurgence of shows that you wouldn't expect. And something I read though is that ABC was able to get $175,000 per 30-second ad during the premiere of Roseanne.
For the first episode?
Yes.
That's insane.
So, I mean, I guess they anticipated it being a big deal, but I don't know that they expected $18 million.
My dad's wife, she said, I can't stand, though we watched nonstop Roseanne, she kept going, I can't stand her. Remember when she messed up the national anthem?
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't forgive her for that. And I'm like, we've been watching Roseanne for like 3 hours. I think you'll get over it. And I think you have.
Well, something that will, make you hate something that you once loved is this new show, Kobra Kai. We talked about this a while back.
Why will it make me hate Karate Kid?
Well, from what I can tell, they're doing a pretty good job of being pretty even-handed about who the good guy and who the bad guy is in this new show.
Yes, there's a pretty good contention. Daniel LaRusso sees that Kobra Kai's coming back, and he's not going to stand for that in his valley.
Right, but at the same time, Johnny, by the way, is who, if you remember correctly, at the end of Karate Kid, that's who he fights. He decides to open up this dojo. He's kind of down on his luck. He gets into a fight with some teenagers that try to beat up on him.
Beat up on a specific person.
On Johnny.
On young Johnny.
Right. No, on old Johnny. On his older self. They tell him to get lost, and he ends up...
No. I mean, John, but you know who they're beating up on is LaRusso's kid.
Is it?
Yeah, that's who that is.
Okay.
That's kind of the crux of it is LaRusso's kid is going to Cobra Kai now.
Well, that's the thing is, so I got to say they're doing a pretty good job of, because they released a video of Daniel LaRusso as kind of a used car salesman, which, by the way, who doesn't hate used car salesmen?
Yeah, and he's super cheesy and corny, which is good because he's not that great of an actor in real life.
No, he's not.
So that works out.
But I mean, and they do it really well where it has like you even pointed out the jump cuts.
Yeah.
Like they do in actual like used car sales.
Yeah, because they're not good.
They're not
acting.
good. They're never good. But it even shows Johnny come in there. And apparently they're like, isn't this the guy that you beat up?
And he's like,
actually, I kicked him in the face.
Yeah.
You know, and so he's kind of
an arrogant, like his used cars place is not, it's not used cars, it's just cars.
Right.
And it's a big car dealership. So he's wealthy.
Right.
And
that's the thing is he's kind of, since Miyagi has stopped training him, he has become weak.
That's a good idea because you get a bonsai tree with every car you buy, which is, it's kind of almost making fun of his heritage, like not his how he was taught to respect. So I didn't think about that just now when you mentioned that. That's
no,
good
I mean
idea.
they're portraying him. I like what one writer said is that they're kind of blurring the line about who's the good guy and who's the bad guy here.
I like it.
Because what Daniel's part is that he goes into a parking lot, he sees the Cobra Kai thing, and he automatically takes offense. Like he sees this billboard for Cobra Kai being opened, and he takes offense to it.
Yeah.
And then he basically goes in there and he said, Johnny, this thing between us, it's not over. And it shows him training again with his bandana and his white gi. But I mean, it looks like it's going to be, it doesn't look well acted, but it looks fun.
It does look super fun.
Which I think is what you said. I agree with you. It does look fun.
Yeah, it's on YouTube Red. It's a YouTube Red series. If you watch the trailers, it feels more like a movie trailer than a series trailer. Because of the way it's cut together.
And you even pointed out something that I overlooked in the trailer. You even pointed out they bring back the skeleton outfit.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, it's like, when Johnny's running around with his buddies on the Halloween.
When they're bullying Danielson on his bike.
Yeah.
They also, by the way, this series, like you said, on YouTube Red comes out May 2nd.
Oh, we got a while.
But if you can't wait that long, the first 2 episodes will be screened on April 25th, along with the original Karate Kid movie as part of a Fathom event. So this will be screened, Fathom being the company that puts these out, and it will be something that you can go to a theater and you can watch Karate Kid.
Oh, wow.
But they will also have the first 2 episodes of Cobra Kai with it.
That's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see that.
All right, and as our final story, my friend, I've got something of kind of an interesting story here. Netflix orders 10-episode series called Cursed from Frank Miller and Tom Wheeler. And this actually seems pretty interesting. This is going to be a take on the King Arthur legend. It's going to be a reimagining of the Arthurian legend told through the eyes of Nemu, a teenage heroine with a mysterious gift who is destined to become the powerful and tragic Lady of the Lake. After her mother's death, she finds an unexpected partner in Arthur, a young mercenary in a quest to find Merlin and deliver an ancient sword. Over the course of her journey, Nemu will become a symbol of courage and rebellion against the terrifying Red Paladins and their complicit king Uther. Which this sounds interesting to me because I've always liked the Arthurian legend. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of Frank Miller and his work because I've seen 300. And I've seen like the Dark Knight, animated movie that they put out based off his work. He also was he was the Sin City movies.
It's pretty dark, pretty grimy.
Yeah, I mean,
direction.
I'm worried
in all that.
I'm worried about this is going to become a dark, gritty thing. This does have a interesting thing in that a book and the series are being written at the same time.
Oh, there's a series being written, a book series.
There is a book being written. Yes, the Tom Wheeler will be writing the book along with Frank Miller while the TV series is being created.
My goodness! Oh wow! I was just looking at Frank Miller's filmography for just writing. Holy schmolies! This guy is just. Does he ever put down a pen? My goodness!
I don't think he does. I think he just keeps writing.
Golly, nonstop. And like all of this is.
I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan.
Oh, he did RoboCop?
But he did RoboCop 2 and 3.
Those are both very gory RoboCops too.
Yes.
I mean, the first one's pretty gory, but those two, I think 3's really gory.
I don't know. This could be good, and I guess I will keep an eye out for it and see what it.
I'm going to think it's going to be good. It's how dark and how grimy and how are they going to portray it and in what light. It's going to really play towards. I think a lot of people will like it just because it's Frank Miller and the way he does his writing and stuff, but depends on how it gets flushed out. So
well, and that will be a thing to kind of, like you said, it'll be something to, I guess, kind of look at, see how that's gonna play out. There are many things that. There's many things that came out this week, by the way. There is the new Jessica Jones season 2 has come out recently.
I don't watch that.
I honestly,
I tried.
You tried?
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be watching it myself.
I'm watching Legion because the second season of Legion is coming out next week.
Oh, is it?
It's starting on FX.
All right.
And I'm catching up. Though I don't have cable, it was recommended pretty highly. I've enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. Well, buddy, are there any other TV series you know of coming out fairly soon?
There's nothing that I can think of. Apparently, the Muppet Babies, the new Muppet Babies came out this last Friday or Saturday. Haven't had a chance to watch it. Don't even know where it's at, to be honest with you. We talked about it on another show, and we had to look it up because we knew it was coming out. We just wasn't sure. I thought it was next year, but it's apparently this year. Muppet Babies came back out. If you're a big Muppet Babies fan, which I was growing up, go look and find it and then let us know in the comments on Facebook under this episode and tell us what you thought about it.
Well, there's many shows that you can keep a lookout for that are premiering this week that's coming up and that you can keep an eye out for. There's many things that are this is kind of that transition time when shows, mid-season shows are coming on, kind of like the Roseanne was one of those.
Yes.
But I mean, there's a lot of things that are just, keep your eyes out for that are coming out and will be, I don't know, premiering this next week. There's Bering Sea Gold on Discovery Channel. There's The Secret Life of Kids on USA Network. I mean, there's just, you can go online and find all these series premiere. Nobodies.
There's a new Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon coming out. Is that right? Sonic the Hedgehog. April 4th, 2018.
Thursday, there's the Series of Unfortunate Events season 3 or season 2 has come out.
I was trying to get my kids into that because I want to watch it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can look up.
A lot of stuff to chew on.
Yeah, there is. I mean, this is that weird mid-season push. I've seen some commercials for some other stuff that's on its way out, but all right. Well, we appreciate you listening. Eric, why don't you tell them where they can find us?
Well, like I said, you can find us on Facebook. Just go to Pull Up a Chair Podcast. We have a page out there, and you can, if you have any comments or suggestions, you can feel free to message us or comment on one of our videos. We will get back to you as soon as possible because we have no lives. You can also find us on YouTube. You can go there and find an audio version of this podcast sitting out there if that's easier to listen to it on. Oh, where else can you find us? You can go out on Twitter, and if you want to tweet at us, which is a good way to ask questions or anything, just tweet at Pull Up a Chair Pod. That's at Pull Up a Chair Pod. And last but not least, you can find us on our own website, puckpodcast.website, pucpodcast.website. And that's all I got, Nick.
All right, my friends, thank you for listening. As always, you know that this is the news that you can trust. We hope you have yourself a great day.
Bye.